Darcy and I have been filming our adventures in the outdoors for 20 years or so, and we've used some special effects and a little bit of editing techniques that make the film more interesting. It's not the big stuff that Hollywood uses, but just the little things that add to the film, make it a little more interesting. And if you stick around for the duration of this, I'll show you something amazing. You watch. Now, the first project we worked on, we used a green screen, and it was a book cover for a story that I wrote about time travel. I wanted to show a time machine that hauled a traveler back through the halls of history. And so we started out first by taking a picture of a 1-gallon laundry soap jug, all decked out with a flower vase on top of it. Looked pretty official. Then, against the green screen, I took a picture of Darcy reaching up to touch the side of the machine. It seemed like a good idea at the time. And then we took the picture of Darcy and the picture of the laundry soap jug, put them together, added a little bit of background, and bingo, we had the effect we were after. Here we had a rugged explorer journeying through the very far reaches of time, a rugged individual like Indiana Jones. Sort of. Anyway, this was it. Our next usage of a green screen allowed me to talk to one of the most intelligent guys I've ever run into, a real treat. And he offered his opinion about an argument Darcy and I were having, and this is a piece of that so you can see what happened there.
We're not going to agree on this. Have you got anybody that can help us out here?
Well, you don't have to get so nasty. Here, bring in somebody else that argue with you.
Well, what brings you in here? What are we arguing about? I heard it all off camera, and I got to throw in the person. So, I would anyway. What do you think? But I got to throw in with her, you dumb old bastard. Uh-huh. No. No. I guess we're stuck. I don't know where we're going to go from here.
Then we went to Fairbanks, Alaska in February, a very cold time of the year to be there. We were there to film the Northern Lights, and we spent 3 days there tromping around out in the frozen north filming. And we came home and then discovered when we needed a picture for Christmas cards, nothing we had filmed would really work. So we hauled out the green screen again and posed in our kitchen. We dressed up in our Arctic gear, stood in front of a green screen, and added a little bit of scenery with some lights, and voila!
We did it! We saw the aurora. Look at that! Look at that! It is so cool. The pictures do not do it justice, but...
And there we were under the Northern Lights in our kitchen. Whatever works.
This is just amazing. It is so amazing to be out here in the Aurora Borealis right with us. Wow. It's so cool.
Then our next step was to add time-lapse to the green screen work we were doing. And what this allowed us to do was show what this continent would look like after a week's exposure to the harsh conditions of the Oregon desert in August. I still don't know where they are, but I swear in the next few days, somehow I'm going to find them. And I'm asking you now to come along with me, and I'll keep you apprised of what's going on. And if I'm lucky, we'll get one. So come on along now, and we'll see what's going to happen. Well, that was an interesting few days. A lot of things happened that weren't exactly in the plans. That was our history with special effects. Basically, stone knives and clubs. It was old and crude, but it's what we had and it was fun. But then we found recessive evaporation and used it, and it is amazing. I'll show you. We first used the evaporation process about a year ago on an old picture we'd taken sometime earlier. It was a barn that we saw in eastern Oregon, and it was old and fallen down and kind of a picturesque looking thing. The only problem was it had power lines and power poles and trash leaning up against it, and it just wasn't complete. So we applied VTEX evaporator and were amazed. It worked perfectly. It opened up a whole new world for us amateur camera packers, and we've continued to use it since, and it's really amazed us. But this week, we really put it to the test. Let me show you what I mean. Here, look at this. At this point, we're entering a small town in southeastern Oregon called French Glen. Now, just sit back and watch what happens from here. This is amazing. Well, we're coming into the little town of French Glen. Not a whole lot goes on here. Now look at this little town as we go through and say goodbye. We're going to make it disappear, leaving the desert as it was before our forefathers settled here over 100 years ago. Yep, gone. Watch this, and say goodbye as French Glen returns to the sage. Drum roll, please. Poof, gone. Let me show you that again from a different angle. We'll miss little French Glen, but that's the way it goes. Now see, that's the kind of stuff, this whole video and everything, that you do when you're in Oregon and it rains. You're inside, you're kind of stuck with yourself, and this is the kind of thing you come up with. I can show you how to do this effect, and in fact, I probably will put together a little piece and release it in about a week, showing how to do this. It's pretty labor intensive, but you can get it done. I did, and I certainly am no great model of ability. Anyhow, like I say, it's a boring day in Oregon. This is all I got to do. But this project here probably killed a full day. Sweet. Take care.